Hey, everybody. Welcome to the WellRED podcast, wellredcomedy.com, WELLRED comedy.com. That's where you can find out where we're going to be as soon as they start letting us be places. You can check out our online streaming shows whenever we do those. You can sign up for our newsletter so you know shit before we know it. Check out our merch, The Liberal Redneck Manifesto, Dragging Dixie Out of the Dark. That's our book. WellRED, Live from Lexington. That's our album. T-shirts, hats, all sorts of bullshit. Also, if you like this podcast, I would say there's a fair to middling chance that you're going to like our other podcast. I have Through the Screen Door with my buddy Matt Coon. Trae has Evening Skews with Smart Mark Agee. And Drew, who currently is absent but will be here in just a second, has Into the Biscuit with DJ Lewis. I actually was just on Evening Skews, and I had me a fine time. Thank you for having me, Trae.
Oh, yeah. No, you weren't just on there. You're the senior Georgia correspondent, as everybody knows. Been on there multiple times.
By the way,
it always hits.
Whenever I signed on as senior Georgia correspondent,
I
didn't know how much that was going to be a thing.
I didn't need. It's not surprising to me because, we were joking about Georgia becoming the center of the political universe or whatever before that even happened, just because of the election and whatnot. But then still, yeah, Georgia. And well, it's also that it's not just Georgia. It's specifically is your part of Georgia that stays wilding out and being on the news and stuff and remaining relevant, and not in a hitting way. But
no.
Yeah.
Do you believe in destiny?
Yeah, I do now.
I mean, it really, like, I just did the God Pod, our friends over at the God Pod, and they were like, it's really like this is what your whole life was leading up to. And I was like, it's kind of wild to think about. Like, nobody fucking, it's weird that to me that people that have listened to this podcast for a long time know that, like, us thinking that my area is wild is nothing new.
Right.
But, like, for it to actually come to a head and boil over into, like, the actual zeitgeist is fucking bizarre to me.
Yeah, it's validating or whatever for me too, just because, like, I remember, not that you ever denied that Chickamauga or that area was wild, but you did, I feel like, for a while kind of have this thing of sort of being like, come on, y'all know how it is, right? Because, like, I'm from Clay County, Tennessee, and Drew's from Morgan County, Tennessee, which are comparable in a lot of ways, but we were always like, dude, I'm telling you,
you're right.
They ain't all like that. That's why this is so crazy, because I think of my hometown and it's like seems red ass as hell and wild to me. Then you talk about Chickamauga though, and it's just like, God damn. So, like,
in my defense, I'd never knew anything different.
No, I know. Yeah. How would you have known? But yeah, it's like, and at times I would think, like, well, maybe more of them are like Chickamauga, and it's actually like our part of the world, because Morgan County and Clay County are pretty close together, actually.
Right.
As the crow flies, I was like, maybe that's just a slightly less red ass type of place, but no. And now we see, like, no, Northwest Georgia is just like a noteworthy level of red ass insanity, like on a national scale.
It's kind of a bummer too, because, like, again, I did think that, like, Chickamauga was just the norm and that you were being insane. And now that I know that's not true, like, it upsets me knowing that I could have had a better red ass experience. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, but isn't it crazy for you to think that, like, just compared to where I live, like, where you live ain't that bad?
Yeah, no, it is wild. Everything about that is just, like, relative in every different direction. I know it sounds like nonsense, but I know what I mean by that. Like, for example, yes, it's wild to me. Like, we were hanging out with BJ Barham from the band American Aquarium, and he was talking about how they had just recently, a guy that had just joined their band was from Cookeville, which is near, that's like, and I said this, I was like, oh shit, you're from Cookeville? I'm from Salina. And Cookeville is like, all the other guys in the band had since at least been through Cookeville or knew a little bit about it because of this dude. And they gave him shit all the time. They fucked with him all the time for being from this, like, super redneck little place. And I told them, and
that's a big city.
Like, exactly. I could tell they thought I was like bullshitting them or something, but I was like, no, I'm not fucking with y'all. I swear to God, Cookeville was like the city to me
Yeah.
where I grew up. Like going to Cookeville was like going into the city, and thinking about the fact that like Cookeville is redneck to most normal people. It was like metropolitan to me because I'm from Clay County. So that tells you how redneck Clay County is.
Right.
And I'm saying Clay County don't hold a fucking candle to where you're from, Walker
Right.
County, Georgia. And so it's just like, it's just layers of redness, you know, it's wild.
Drew, what was y'all's like the city?
Oak Ridge, wasn't it?
Oak Ridge, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is also, that's also funny if you know anything about Oak Ridge.
Right.
It's like, yeah.
It had the Grove movie theater. Remember that, Trae?
Yeah.
I mean, we performed there, but they had a movie theater, and then they had a mall when I was younger. Now the mall, it was one of those like mid-sized malls.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anyone listening knows anything about malls, but like there was this weird push to make malls real big and nice in the late 90s, early 2000s. And that's when Westtown Mall became what it is now in Knoxville. And it kind of killed Oak Ridge's mall.
Yeah, the little malls, they always just like, basically it was like 5 stores in a Sears or 5 stores in a JCPenney, or at a Macy's. Like they had the big one, and then a couple things could leech off that.
That's exactly
Oak Ridge had
how
both.
Cookeville's is too.
Right,
Cookeville's
so
the exact same thing.
Is it still there?
I don't even know. The whole time I was going to college and everything there, that was the situation with the mall. It was almost completely empty. 2 or 3 little places and a Sears on one end of it, or JCPenney, one of the two, and that's all it was. And it may be none of that now. I don't know. I ain't been there in a long time.
We had a Sears and a Penny's. I think the Sears is still there. The middle part of the mall is all but empty. The Penny's is gone because of Westtown Mall. And then Turkey Creek popped up in Knoxville, and that killed Maryville's mall when I was in college. When I got to Maryville in college, Maryville had a little mall, and then by the time I was gone, almost all the stores were gone because people were like, fuck this, I'm going to Turkey Creek. It's 15 more minutes worth of a drive, but it's everything, you know.
How you feeling?
Go ahead.
I was asking Drew how he's feeling. Did you get a little shiesty last night after the...
Buddy,
Yeah.
I think y'all froze. I got drunk.
We did a little bit, but it was kind of funny. I don't know how it'll come out on the
You went,
recording, but yeah, right. It froze in such a way. We tried
Well, that's what I did.
Yeah.
It knew.
Yeah, because Drew is a Chiefs fan, and that didn't hit for the Chiefs yesterday. I'm totally fine with not, going into detail on it if you don't want to. If you want to talk about other things, but
yeah. I think that'd probably be better for everybody because we're just gonna make each other mad.
Well, and they don't give a shit about. We have 5% of ours. 5% of our audience like sports. So for you, 5%, it hit for me. But
yeah, I was gonna say, like, just thinking about malls and stuff. I find myself not understanding a certain store's existence all the time in present. And I'm not talking about the pandemic,
like
especially with the pandemic, but I'm saying before the pandemic ever started, that's not even a factor for me. Like, no, just like
I get
Burbank in particular has a shitload of the types of things I'm talking about, but you see these types of stores anywhere where it's like specialty stores that still exist, like a vacuum store,
right,
or something like that, or like the
markups just got to be insane on that shit.
And I don't know how many people have to go in there per week or whatever for them to pay their bills.
Right.
And it's wild to me that amount of people are doing it. Katie told me once, but I know this can't be true for all of them, but I never knew this and it made sense to me. She told me once that a lot of those like specialty or boutique type stores or whatever, they mostly sell shit on the internet one way or another. Like they mostly sell stuff on the internet, but they do have like a little physical storefront or whatever, but they do a lot more of their business on the internet. But she was talking about like special, like little boutique clothes shops that specialize in like goth shit or antique shit or whatever, like that type of thing. I still don't know how there's like a ham radio outlet on Magnolia Avenue out here on Burbank. I swear to God.
No, I know. I've seen it.
How is that? How is that a thing still?
What is even it?
I don't know.
What's a ham radio? Is that what? Is that a CB?
Ham radio, like all
Well,
I
Corey
remember.
should know.
He should.
Yeah, I know, hilarious.
He got his start on ham radio. Actually,
Yeah.
people don't know.
Back in the day.
That was that. Yeah, that's the Southern vaudeville.
Yeah, is out there doing ham radio.
Ham radio, baby. I tell
You were allowed to say slurs, but no one wanted to hear you do jokes about Jesus. I tell you that right now.
only on the AM, baby. But when I was a kid, I had actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it wasn't a ham radio; it was a transistor radio.
That's
was
a CB.
Right. It was my papa's, and it was like this little. It was like little and metal and looked cool. And I don't know if that was a brand. Was ham radio just that was a brand of radios, or does ham mean something?
Well, it's clear none of us know, so I'm gonna look it up real quick.
While you look it up, do y'all remember that song? I had a 6 transistor when I was a kid under my pillow. I kept it hid. It was a 90s country song about listening to music secretly at night. And it really hit for me.
I don't know that I did.
That's the only part. I had a 6 transistor when I was a kid under my pillow. I kept it hid. And then the sounds would come. I don't know. He would listen to like Philadelphia Philharmonic and stuff. It was a pretty good song. It was cute.
I don't remember that, but I do.
This is pretty much what I thought it was, but I don't know how it. Okay, I'm not going to read this whole thing because it's a huge wiki article, but amateur radio, also known as ham radio, is the use of radio frequency spectrum for the purposes of non-commercial exchange of messages, wireless experimentation,
so it's like texting,
private recreation, radio sport contesting, and emergency communication. I knew that this became a very like popular hobby type thing for a while, but like decades ago, I thought like 60s and 70s and shit, I thought, where it was like people could, it was sort of like, I guess, like getting in like a chat room on the internet or something like that. I remember I've read stories and stuff before about
like a live podcast,
particularly dedicated ham radio operator who managed to connect with and communicate with the International Space Station. He like somehow connected with the astronauts on the space station from his ham radio and was like going back and forth with them and stuff like that. So it's just like a hobbyist radio type of thing. But I always very much, even like from when we were kids, in my head, ham radio was like a, relic of a bygone era that didn't really happen anymore. But there's a store right around the corner.
Well, 2 things. One, do you think the industry has a need for them that we can't wrap our head? Like maybe they shoot in places where there's no cell phone towers, or they used to, and that kept it going for a while.
Right, because if it's out there, you have to imagine it's some industry shit.
And then the other thing I'll say, I got Andy a telescope for Christmas, and I went to a photography shop in the Valley that also has telescopes, and it's the only place in LA that is a place like a physical storefront that has telescopes. Like everyone else, you can get them online from, they're California made, but they don't have a storefront, right? When I tell you that it is the fucking busiest place I've ever seen, the dude, I left a message for the telescope guy to call me back, and he called me back 3 weeks later. I'd already bought one off the internet. Now it was around.
He froze for you.
It's more. Yep. You know what I mean? Yep. All right, I'm back now. Maybe not. Am I back?
No.
Kind of, but you sound real bad and your face is still frozen.
Yeah, you don't.
I think you're back now. I think.
Okay. Well, all of my point was it's a little different with telescopes because kids want telescopes. So there is a bigger industry. But I was just saying, maybe there are enough hobbies in a city this big to support one store.
Mm-hmm.
You know what fucks me up is, and maybe this is going to sound dumb right when I say it, but I think if you think about it, it won't sound that dumb, is mattress stores. And
I swear to God, I was just about to bring up mattress stores, but yes, I swear to God, but go ahead.
Because number one, mattresses last a long goddamn time, like a long goddamn time. And especially like around in places like this, you just like, if your grandma dies, hook up new mattress. You know what I mean? Like people aren't just going out and buy like imagine,
she dead.
but you know what I'm saying? Like nobody just willy nilly buys a mattress. They're fucking expensive. Like we bought when we first started hitting. Me and Amber were dating. We weren't even engaged, but we were dating, and I knew we was going to move in together. And I bought a super hitting expensive mattress, but obviously with the thought of like, we will have this mattress for 20 fucking years. You know what I mean? And like, it's not just like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of people that live around here and there's one mattress store. There's like, it's always Mattress Row. You know what I mean? Like so many fucking places that sell mattresses. And it's like, I've been in it. When I was in there, I was the only motherfucker in there. And I know the markup is insane, but like, again, it would have to be because like, who the fuck is buying mattresses?
I think some people buy them more regularly. I got a friend.
Hotels keep them in business.
Chad Beauchesne is his name. Chad's a musician out of Knoxville, but he's always had other jobs. He's like one of those. He's like you, Trae. He's like, I fucking refuse to be a starving artist. For a little while, he was like a pharmaceutical rep, and he hated it. So he, one way he tried to get out, he like started basically a mattress importing business. And what he was doing is he was selling Chinese-made foam mattresses, like the memory foam stuff, to mattress stores. And to hear him talk about it, I think you're the exception. Even maybe all three of us are the exception. Andy and I have bought 3. Here's the story with that. We bought one when we got married. When we moved to New York, I was like, let's just leave this at your mama's house in your old bedroom, and I'm just going to get one up there.
Yeah,
we did that. Then we left, and then we obviously got another one in New York, and then we did it again when we came out to LA because I didn't want to travel with it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see not wanting to do that. Now, this motherfucker here, again, I spend a lot of money on it. I'm going to take this bitch wherever I go, but I can definitely see that. But I don't, but like, did you buy,
grow?
Did you buy a new mattress every time? Like new?
In New York, I think we bought used because we were poor. And we got one, we found one, it was like a nice couple who I think was leaving the city and they'd only had it for 2 years. But the other 2 times, I mean, if I'm honest, if I had the money, used mattresses weird me out a little bit.
No, me too. I know that. But I mean, like, we're also talking about you're having to move to New York. Like, when you're moving to New York, there's a couple things that you normally wouldn't do that hit for you that you just have to go, well, fucking whatever, I'm going to do that, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of things you got to do oftentimes that don't hit for you.
No, I know.
Maybe, like, we're not thinking about people moving out. You go to college, then you get your own place. Every year, I have to assume people move out of their parents' home, a certain number of people.
I just figure they take their goddamn bed with them.
Well, then their parents would probably have to replace their bed because what are they going to do with that bedroom?
Yeah, I guess
so.
You're right.
The reason I was going to bring up mattress stores is because I'd seen on Reddit, of course, a conspiracy theory get posted that Mattress Firm, which is like the biggest,
it's a front,
is a money laundering operation.
Hell yeah,
because people. There was no substantiation. This was literally just Reddit conspiracy theory,
I believe
speculation or whatever. But it was that Mattress Firm was in fact a money laundering operation because they went into all the numbers of it. They said a lot of things Corey already said where they were like, dude, how often do you buy a fucking mattress? Nobody likes buying a mattress. They're expensive. And look how many mattress firms there are. When you look at the number of mattress store, I just saw this a minute ago, not just Mattress Firm, but mattress stores in the United States. There's almost as many of them as there are Starbucks. And that's fucking insane. So
dude,
like,
what?
It just seems
Starbucks?
Yes. Right. Not again, that's not just Mattress Firm. That's all mattress stores, but yeah. And so a lot of people are like, there's got to be something up here. And then other people in the thread, like, look, man, all that it is that the markup on mattresses is like higher than almost anything else.
Right.
Like,
so you sell 2, you're good for the month.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. That was the counter argument. It was like, yeah, people don't buy them that often. They're not that busy in there, but you don't have to sell very many because they're expensive as hell and marked up like crazy. They don't actually cost.
And they don't go bad.
Yeah. So like, you don't have to sell that many to, reach your quota or whatever per month. And so that makes them like a more attractive business for people because of that fact or something. And that's why, but I still totally agree that there's something weird about the sheer number of
Mattress Firm is obviously a huge outfit. But if I'm not mistaken, the way my buddy's company worked, he would have to convince the mattress store owners to put his products on the floor. And then if they sold, they'd get a percentage of it. Mm-hmm. So in some ways there was little risk. Like, it makes sense what the response on Reddit was. Cause it's like, I just got to sell a couple mattresses. The only decision, and if the business model is, I don't buy them from you, Chad. I just let you put them on I just give you some of my floor space and I get a percentage. You're kind of a broker, you know.
Right.
The mattress store is a broker. God, that is wild though.
I feel that way about cologne too.
Buddy,
What about it?
The cologne,
Christmas carries cologne.
Well, I actually use cologne. Like I'm a cologne guy.
I know what you're about to say. Okay, yeah.
And I've had the same goddamn bottle for so long, and I fucking use it. Like even if I'm just at the house by myself, I want to smell nice for Amber, you know. So I'll put a little spritz when I get out of the shower. And I've had the same bottle for so goddamn long. And yeah, dude, like obviously the liquid in this thing doesn't cost them $70, even though that's like what some high. But like all I'm saying is like I don't know, man. Like how often
in that industry?
Do what?
I've worked in that industry.
Have you? Like how often do motherfuckers buy cologne?
Seasonally, I have. And the cologne companies have to hire seasonal work around the holidays. And my understanding is around Christmas and Valentine's Day is where they do like 70 or 80% of all their business for the year.
Like a fireworks stand.
Right. And it's like we were just talking about. So Macy's exists. And so the cologne people just have to get a space inside Macy's or whatever, you know. And then if you make a bunch of money, and then the markup, like you just talked about.
Oh, yeah, it's insane. Like,
and then also cologne is different because women buy perfume and cologne. Right. I sold cologne to women for men.
Yeah, I'd say that's the most. I mean, all cologne I've ever had has been bought for me.
And what I was good at is a woman would come to buy her man cologne, and then I would also sell her one or two perfumes for her while she was there. And
I did not know that you did this.
Yeah, man. Me and Andy. Andy was better at it than me.
I bet anything.
Yeah. Well, she stunk, so it was like there was a thing.
Right.
I fainted wait, that was her. Andy, which one of us fainted? You? We both hated it.
Which one of us fainted? My brain does not work.
Well, we both got sick from it, but she fainted one day because it's like you just smell it all. I don't know.
Too much smell good.
Too much, man.
I'm actually like low key allergic to sandalwood or something.
That's my favorite smell. Makes sense.
I love it. I love the smell of it, but like that's fucking hilarious. But like my throat won't all the way close, but like if there's sandalwood present, I'll just kind of be like all day, and
You're literally allergic to me.
That checks out, and I get a headache.
Like the cologne that I wear, that's the #1 scent behind tobacco, which is like everyone's baseline or whatever.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys knew that, but the tobacco industry makes a shit ton of money through the essential oils. And then any nice deodorant I have, like sometimes when I'm on the road, I just buy whatever, but like any nice deodorant I have is a sandalwood base.
Yeah, but for the record, like it took me a while to figure that out. Like, cause I rotate colognes. Like I have, like, again, I told you I use cologne all the time and I've pretty much been dipping out of the same bottle, but we had a company give us a couple bottles. So there have been like some rotation situations. And the way that I found out I was allergic, like every now and then, like a couple days a week, I would just be like, you know, and I'd get a real bad headache. And then one day I realized, like I started being that way and I associated with that smell, and then I took away all sandalwood lotions and everything, and I was like, oh, that's fucking totally it. And listen to this shit. So Amber has some sandalwood scented candles that I've been like, babe, you know, you can't do this, like this isn't a thing. And I'll go in there for her. They hit for her real hard though, and
but it don't hit for her to not do it.
And so she does it. She'll be like, well, I'm burning it in the front room. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in the den literally going, And then like, I'll come home from off the road and I'll walk in the house and I'll immediately have a headache and start coughing. And she's like, oh yeah, I burned the sandalwood candle today because I forgot you were coming home. I'm like, just give it up. Can you not give it up for me? Like fucking give it. I gave up my life for you. Can you not give up the fucking candle?
But Corey, I'm just burning it. Like, what's like literally the worst thing you could do in terms of somebody being allergic to something is to set it on fire.
I know. And like, dude, and listen, our house, we do have a big house. I'm very blessed and fortunate, but it's not big enough to be like, I'll just light it in the front room and then you'll be fine. It's not like we have a West Wing, you know.
We don't have sandalwood wing money, baby.
Yeah, exactly. I can't go fucking quarantine. So like she will straight up look. It wouldn't surprise. First off, she's listening to this right now. If she's down there, she can hear me because I'm loud. I'm gonna walk down there. There's gonna be a goddamn sandalwood candle that she's fucking burning. Speaking of tobacco, by the way, guys, Lucy Nicotine is a company founded by Caltech scientists and former smokers looking for a better and cleaner nicotine alternative. Finally, tobacco alternatives that do not suck. They were researched and developed for 3 years to be made for people, not patients. Lucy has created a nicotine gum with 4 milligrams of nicotine that comes in 3 flavors. Wintergreen, cinnamon, pomegranate, as I've stressed a lot, but in case you're a new listener, I think the pomegranate is the best when you get in turnt because it don't really affect the flavor of your alcohol like the cinnamon and wintergreen. But in the morning when you want your breath to smell good, wintergreen, cinnamon, hit it. Lucy also has a lozenge with 4 milligrams of nicotine and cherry ice flavor. Each and every flavor tastes great. It's convenient, discreet. You can use it on a goddamn flight, at work, on the go, in the gym. You boy, I've said this, but again, if you're a new listener, literally helped me quit. It also helped me quit using Lucy. Lucy was so good that I don't even use Lucy anymore. So I definitely recommend it. It's 2020. Get rid of your cigarettes, unplug your vape, throw out your dip, and get some Lucy nicotine nicotine gum or lozenges. This is the real deal. A subscription to Lucy comes directly to your door each month. It's so simple, and you don't have to leave your house because Lucy has delivery down. Isn't that right, Track Rider?
That's right. So, WellRED listeners, here's what you do. Go to lucy.co and use the promo code RED to get 20% off all products, including gum or lozenges. That's lucy.co, and use the promo code RED at checkout. As always, we are legally required to give this disclaimer. Warning, this product contains nicotine derived from tobacco. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
It hits.
Which hits. Yes, we like to add that part. Does it. Lucy.co, and be sure to use the promo code RED. Thank you, Lucy, for sponsoring the show. Also, you know what else is related, I think, to using Lucy products is just trying to keep yourself from losing your mind, right? Yeah. You gotta keep it together mentally, especially in this day and age. I think at the beginning of the pandemic, we all felt like it would be just a few months. It'd be temporary, over quickly, but that didn't happen. And then a lot of us are overwhelmed more and more. It's getting harder and harder to put up with this shit, and it's harder to be in touch with your goals and what you want to accomplish in life and not feel stuck and all that. And in times like this, it's really good to have a therapist to talk through the ups and downs of how you're feeling during this really chaotic period. And for that, I wholeheartedly recommend Talkspace for therapy. You can sign up online and start therapy the same day as you sign up. Depending on the plan you choose, you can text, video, or send voice messages to your licensed therapist. So it's incredibly convenient to have virtual sessions from the comfort of your home.
That's right. It's affordable. Talkspace is a fraction of the cost of in-person therapy. So instead of waiting for an appointment, you can send unlimited messages to your therapist 24/7. They will engage you 5 days a week. And, it's pretty convenient doing it from your home. It's secure. It's a private, they use the latest in end-to-end bank grade encryption technology. So don't freak out about doing it all on the internet. We live on the internet now. We're complying with HIPAA regulations, but it's really nice to have access to someone who can help you right there from your living room or office or whatever.
For sure. And as a listener of this podcast, you know what? You're going to get $100 off your first month with Talkspace. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com or download the app. Make sure you use the code WellRED, WellRED, to get $100 off your first month and show your support for the show. That's WellRED and Talkspace.com.
All right. One more for y'all. If you were here last week, you know that we, for the first time, did a little stereo show. And by stereo, I mean the app. Stereo is a free live broadcast social platform that enables people to have real conversations in real time. It allows podcast creators to build a more intimate relationship with their fan base by engaging them in direct conversations. And the WellRED Show is excited to offer our listeners a new way to interact with us. You join us every Friday at 12 Pacific, 3 Eastern for a live show on the Stereo app. So you download the Stereo app, which is totally free. Then you follow any or all three of us, every one of us is on stereo as just our name. I'm Trae Crowder. Corey is Corey R. Forrester. And Drew, is it Drew Morgan or Drew Morg?
Just Drew Morgan. It's
Drew
finally
Morgan.
available.
Just our names. So you follow us on the app there, and you'll see on Friday at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, a show will pop up. A WellRED show will be going live, and you can join it, and you can leave these little like voice messages that we play live on the air and respond to. It's pretty wild. There's it's a fun time, a lot of fun stuff on there. We are still trying to figure out whether we can all three be there at once. We think might be. Okay. All right.
I figured it out.
All right.
I think, but I don't know how long it can last. Now, and I know this weekend it's just going to be me and Corey, because Trae has an engagement. And what I did last Friday is I interviewed Trae, almost like I wasn't his buddy, but just like some journalist or whatever. And I'm gonna do that with Corey this week is my plan, and talk about the show killing it during the pandemic.
Oh God!
But you can call in. And people can call in. You can just click the call in button. And look, I'm not promising you I'm going to answer if y'all call in, but I might. And like you just said, Trae, they can leave us voicemails too. So the way the three of us can talk, Trae, is I think two of us can do the conversation and another one can call in.
Okay. Well, yeah, join us every Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on the Stereo app.
Yes.
www.stereo.com/, and then just Trae Crowder or Drew Morgan or Corey R. Forrester.
Yeah, that's it.
All righty.
Hey, how about it?
I was thinking of something. I texted y'all this, so it's not going to be a surprise to you. I wish I hadn't, but the audience won't know where the hell I'm going with this. I realized something the other day. You know, I'm big, I think we're all pretty big 2Chains fans of the Titty Boy, fans of 2Chains. And I realized something while listening to his, specifically his guest verse on the song No Problems by Chance the Rapper. And that is that 2Chains reminds me a lot of Ernest Hemingway.
Yeah?
Yes.
Go on.
Well, because see, if you know much about Ernest Hemingway, you know that he was known for his kind of understated, no nonsense approach to writing. He trimmed all the fat off. There wasn't no fat. Wasn't flowery. He was straight to the point, cut right to the quick, but still told the story effectively. Right. And I think that 2Chains does the very same thing. Here's the part of the verse that made me think, oh, 2Chains is our Hemingway. He says, I, Captain, I'm high, Captain. So high, me and God dapping. This my blessing, this my passion. School of Hard Knocks. I took night classes, and that's that's it. That's the whole thing. I'm just saying, no fat on that. Very concise and effective, in my opinion. So yes, he is the Hemingway of rap, and
he is.
That whole Hemingway thing was referred to as iceberg theory, because it's like only the top part is above the water and all the subtext and everything is under the water, like an iceberg. So they called that iceberg theory, and I think that iceberg theory actually sounds like some rap shit.
Well, Iceberg Slim is like one of the most
famous pimp, right?
Yeah, but then they all reference him. I think 2Chains is For Whom the Bell Chose. I think that I like that iceberg, that theory, that like the subtext thing. And I think one thing that 2Chains is great at, rap is full of bluster. And obviously that verse is too. There's a lot of braggadocio going on there. But he's somehow really braggadocious and understated. It's really spectacular.
It really is kind of crazy how like 2Chains has figured out how to paint a huge picture with just 5 words, you know, like at a time. Because that's true. That kind of is his cadence. Like he says like 5 things and then you go, huh, wow, how clever was that? And then he's on to the next thing. But like, it really is nuts. Like I think a lot of people would think like, oh, this is too simple. But realistically, if you need all these words to get your point across, don't you suck?
Right. For sale.
What's
Baby
some of your
Jordans
favorite 2Chains lyrics, Joe?
Do what?
What's some of your favorite 2Chains lyrics?
I was actually just about to.
I know you're a huge fan.
I am, and I was just about to look up Fez Watching.
Yes, there's a lot of good ones in Fez Watching.
I would just, I mean, if you would allow me, I would just like to read Feds Watching. Is that okay?
That's fine with me. You might get tripped up here and there with a couple words you might have to skip, just knowing 2Chains as I do. But sure, go ahead. Yeah.
All right.
What?
Oh, right.
You just got it. You just got what I'm saying.
Yeah, I thought you meant like I didn't know how to pronounce garçon.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
not at all.
No, yeah, you're right.
That's hilarious that you interpreted that way. That with a 2Chains song.
Yeah,
in
no, he'd be saying the N-word. Yeah.
Yes, especially that particular 2Chains song. The idea that I'd be like, I don't know, Corey, might be a little too
I don't think he says it.
for you to read.
I don't think. I really thought that's so funny.
That's hilarious.
By the way,
maybe he does it in that.
No,
time.
he says
assumed.
He says it once, and I won't say it.
All right.
Starting with the verse. Dreads hang on designer everything, Mr. Como de Garçon, Mr. Alexander Wang, Mr. Chain, pinky ring, flow insane, ho insane. Man, these shoes I got on, these the hardest I've done seen. It look clean when you pour it. I remix it, make it dirty. If she got good head and text me,
yeah.
If she got good head and text me, I text her back and tell her, hurry.
Yeah.
This that category 5 when I walk into the strip. This is so great right here.
Yes.
This that category 5 when I walk into the strip club. Throw it high. Make you and George Washington headbutt. OGs never fed us. Now young blanks, gentlemen with attitudes, fed up, balling so hard, I deserve an and one. Baking soda marketing, I'm getting it, ain't I? Obviously, you a bitch, you a hoe. That's just my philosophy.
That's just his philosophy.
And this is great too. And I'm known to kick it like the captain of a soccer team. Billie Jean, red leather, same color, Red Lobster.
Yep.
And she brainwash you. Head doctor.
Yeah.
I'ma be fresh as hell if them feds watching. He says so much without saying all that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, throw it high, make you and George Washington headbutt. Then that line right there, it means I'm going to throw this motherfucking money into a goddamn stripper's face. You know what I mean? And he never had to say that. Let's keep going. He says it again. Who would have thought? Grams to Grammys, 2 guns, Yosemite. Young gentlemen put their Glock in your ass. Fuck that Heather B. Pumping that amphetamine. All this D I'm peddling. I be somewhere settling, somewhere that you have never been. To the top you've never been. God, this is so fucking good.
Here we go. Yep.
You might need a respirator. Money on the rise like I'm counting it in an elevator. God damn it. You gonna need a detonator swimming with them barracudas. Close the docket on that motherfucking prosecutor. This Armani, this Garvanci, I parachute you, and here comes the poet laureate himself. I'm so fly, I jumped out the air wearing Gucci. Tell him. I'm raw talking California rolls, smoking California weed with California hoes. True.
This next part is so great.
It's the best in the whole song. Sending flicks to my partners in the state pen. I just got some pants made out of snake skin. See them shades you got on called Ray-Bans, and the shades I got on cost 8 bands, and that's it.
So
that's the song. My man.
Correct me if I'm wrong there, but that piece says sending flicks to my partners in the state pen.
Yeah.
I just got some pants made out of snake skin. So
yeah, I assume that he's sending videos of him.
Yes, hitting, right?
You're hitting and saying, like, look.
Showing all his buddies in the pen, like, look how hard your boy's hitting out here. Look at these new snake skin pants I got, fam, to dudes. It's like serving hard time and shit.
Look, here's the deal.
I'm sure it hits for them.
One of two things. It's one of two things. Either 2Chains wants you to say, I'm sending these videos of my partners in the state pen of me wearing pants made out of snakeskin, or it's just two separate thoughts. like he was just like, I'm sending flicks to my partners in the state pen. Separate thought. I just got some pants made of snakeskin. He just remembered it. And when you remember that, you're just like, oh, hold on. Fuck what I was saying. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But either way, I think the man's a genius.
I agree completely. Yes. It sounds like, we're just I don't know. We're just appreciating the chainsiness of it all. It's just like 2 Chainz, just his thing. Like I don't want anybody to think like I know all three of us like genuinely fucking love 2 Chainz. So
yeah, and like
please don't
unironically,
misinterpret what we're talking about here. But like some other like one-off 2 Chainz lines that I always like. There's one he says, "Rest in peace to all the soldiers who died in the service. I died in her cervix."
And man, if that will make you want to fight a war, nothing will.
Yeah, and then he's got another one. He's like, "My wrist deserve a shout out." I'm like, "What up, wrist?" "My stove deserve a shout out." I'm like, "What up, stove?"
By the way, Amber does that sometimes when she's
I do
drunk.
that too.
When she's drunk and we come home, she'll just go, "What up, stove?"
"What up, stove?" I'll just be walking through my kitchen, not even drunk. Sometimes I'll just be like, "What up, stove?" And just hold my
y'all don't do it to your wrist. You don't what up your wrist?
I don't have nothing on my wrist. Good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for the record, as
It's
my
crack, right?
understanding, right? Yes. Like you cook it on the stove. The wrist is
His watch.
are important.
I think it's his watches. Yeah, I think it's that he's
Yeah.
got a Rolly.
Got to keep time in the crack game or something. I don't know.
Here's one of my favorite things. I also want to talk about, as rap ages, there's ways you can do that as a rapper. Like, I gotta be honest, sometimes I wish Eminem would stop putting out music so we could keep him in the GOAT pantheon, you know what I mean?
Right.
And like Snoop Dogg did kind of stop, and I think that was the right move for him to just be in commercials and hit,
Right.
2 Chainz is a little younger than them, but not by much. And he's like somehow making being old cool in gray area. It's my favorite 2 Chainz hook. "I just sat up on the stand, told a lie straight to the honor. Old enough to be your daddy, young enough to fuck your mama. All this shit that I have done, I cannot believe in karma. Old enough to be your daddy, young enough to fuck your mama. Boom, boom, boom." And then he goes into "Young enough to fuck your sister, young enough to fuck your Annie. I ain't messing with your granny. I just jugged her out them Xannies." True.
True.
That's hell yeah. Like he's making 43 look cool,
Absolutely.
No, he rules, man.
I love 2 Chainz so much. I gained so much respect for him when I don't know if y'all watched the God damn it, what's it called? Rhapsody or whatever. It was on Netflix, and they had like every episode was on a different rapper, and they did one on 2 Chainz, and he was just about to go on the Pretty Girls Love Trap Music tour, and he got injured. He broke his leg because this is one of my favorite, because he's redneck, man. His fucking buddy, his neighbor was wilding out on his goddamn 4-wheeler. And I guess 2 Chainz was just like, "I'll show this motherfucker." So he started wilding out on his 4-wheeler, and he broke his goddamn leg. And they were just like, "Well, we're supposed to start the tour in like 4 or 5 days. Like, we're going to have to cancel it." And he was like, "No, it's in Atlanta. I can't fucking cancel that thing." So this is like, if you don't, I'm sure when fucking like Jewel first went on concert, it's like she could just be like a woman on a stage with a guitar, and that was fine. But a 2 Chainz show is he needs to be able to walk in order to do that. Like, it was choreographed, like it was a whole thing. And he basically had him redo the show. He orders a fucking pimped out wheelchair with like rims on it and stuff. And he hires these 2 new people to push his wheelchair to the dance of the song and stuff like that. And he
wheels?
And he was, and he was like on stage telling him, he's like, "Yo, if my first concert back had been in fucking Maine, I'd have said, fuck this, but I can't do it to the A. I got to show out." And so like the fact that he just changed his whole show to be like, "Yo, push me around in this wheelchair, it'll hit." Like, so much respect for that guy, man.
Yeah. And it did hit.
It did hit. I saw it. Yeah, it hit real hard.
All right. I got another thing I wanted to ask y'all about. So let me ask you a hypothetical here. This may even have happened to you before. Then I'll get into the actual details of the story. Let's say hypothetically you're sitting on your couch.
Is this for both of us?
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes it's for both of us, but I definitely know who you're talking to.
Okay.
Like, if this is about to be a dumb thing.
Yeah, but not in the way you're thinking.
Yeah. Or is it about to be an asshole thing?
Right. Yeah.
Yes,
Go either way.
yes, it is, but not in the way you're thinking.
It's about to be a dumb asshole thing?
Yes, it is. So since y'all have set it up in that way, if you're sitting on your couch and you smell a fart,
Yeah.
Okay.
but you didn't
I farted
fart,
just now.
I bet.
And you're
Nobody's
not
aware?
aware of anyone else, like, how alarmed would you? What would your reaction to that?
Well, I have a
be?
dog.
Okay, if the dog was in a whole other part of the house, nowhere near,
There ain't
you,
nobody in the
Dude.
room.
what would you?
Can I
think?
tell you what
Ghost
I think?
fart.
What I know. I know you want to hear, and
Ghost
what is
fart.
the truth.
Yeah.
I just assume it's me
See, yeah, I know. I hear you.
because
I
I
don't.
like.
Here's
I
what
freak out. I think
I've definitely
I've
farted and forgot before, or farted and not noticed. But
Sometimes they're like timed. You know what I mean? Like you'll fart and it takes it a minute to like stank.
bloom, yeah.
Right.
But then wouldn't you kind of recognize
mature.
it?
Yeah.
So
Mine are
Okay.
pretty distinct.
see, all right, and you can tell, right? Your own, like, all right. Here's what happened specifically. First of all, I was pretty high. The boys were long since asleep. It was like 9:30 or 10 o'clock.
You were high and you were like, "Who farted?"
No, Katie started it, but like, here's exactly what happened. I was pretty high, so that definitely compounded the issue in my brain as this played out. And I was watching this Amazon, this indie sci-fi movie on Amazon, which I actually really, really liked, called The Vast of Night. Just a side recommendation there. But anyway, I was watching that. Katie was dicking around on her phone, not paying any attention at all. And then suddenly she goes, "Oh my God. Really, Trae?" And I was like, "What?" And she goes, "Did you fart?" And I was like, "No, I didn't fart." She was like, "Okay, fucking seriously." And then I smelled it, right?
Yeah.
And it was like,
A
it was
fart.
fucking bad. Like it
Yeah.
was real bad, but did smell like a fart, but a real bad fart. And I was like, "Katie, no, I didn't." I was
So
like,
it was her.
I was like, but why would she? Do you think she thought that like she didn't think it was going to stink, that it stunk so bad
Yes.
she tried to like blame it on? But
Yes.
so she's like gaslighting me with the fart.
She's
Gaslighting.
yes,
Uh-huh.
no, dude, I'm serious. Like she
Because
goes,
it turned
"Trae
into a
is
whole
such
thing.
a
She
piece
was
of
like,
shit.
right.
People think he farted."
And
And
she
even
did
how.
gaslight me with this, whether it was her or what it was, because that's why I wanted to bring it up today. Cause like a little bit, I was like,
She farted.
I was sitting there like after a little bit, I was like, God damn, no, I did not fart. I know I did not fart. I was like, also, that did not smell like, I know what my farts smell like.
Yeah.
And it weren't that.
But do
I
you know what
know-
her farts smell like?
Dude, they're honestly very rare, believe that or not. But I didn't recognize this. This was, it smelled
New
like,
fart.
it smelled
her.
like the cat, like a cat fart or cat shit.
Where
or
was the
something. It
car? Where
smelled
was the
bad.
cat?
The cat was in a completely different room. I went back into that room to check for shit. It didn't stink in that room. There was no shit. The smell wasn't where the cat was.
But cats are very ninja-like.
Right. He could have came in
Ninja
there and farted.
farted and then went to his room. And then and honestly,
she's a
I hate
princess.
cats so
She's
much.
a little girl,
He
but
probably did it on purpose. Honestly, the cat's probably trying to come between y'all, and
No,
you
it
need to
was
make
Katie.
sure that it's for you. You know what I mean? That the cat's got your back.
Katie fucking
But because
farted.
I was
dude.
a little high, I started getting all like, it started kind of freaking me out because it was the whole thing where I was like, Katie, I was like, what? I was like, what was that? You know, because she was like, it was you, and I was like, no, it wasn't me. I was like, you know, when I got to the point, I was like, let's both just humor me and just assume for a second that it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Are you not even a little bit freaked out by that? Given that it was, because like, where did the fart come from? Like,
was
what is
Katie.
going on there? And I'm all freaking out, not freaking out, but it was like messing with me for sure. And then we got in the bed shortly after that. We're laying there, and it had died. The conversation died down. I brought back up. I was like, you still are just sitting here thinking that it was me that farted, right? Because I'm telling you, it wasn't. So that's weird. And she was like, yes, I know it was. And then I was like,
Because like, why would you lie?
And I farted now.
Oh, he had
and
one in the tank.
and waved in her face. I was like, see, that ain't even remotely the same thing. And she's like, Trae, stop it. And I was like, smell it. Smell it. It don't smell nothing like what was in there earlier. I'm telling you, and it,
Exhibit number 1, Your Honor.
I literally, I was like, smell it. It don't smell nothing like it there. And I was like, yeah, the defense rests, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's the closing argument.
Yeah.
Dude,
And
I really wish that I could
anyway.
be like you and have me and my wife sit there and be like at all surprised about some type of fart. Like
Me and Andy have had that argument.
me and Amber have never had that argument, and both just assume it was the other one and never say anything. But if we do say something, like there've been a couple times when I'll just be like, "Oh my god," and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "What? Fucking what? What do you mean what?" And she's
Yeah.
like, "What?" And I'm like, "You farted." And she goes, "Oh." Oh, like yeah, actually, like a while ago. But she's like got a blanket on, and she's one of them that when she wraps up in a blanket, she like swaddles herself in it,
Burrito.
and like the fart stays in, and then she'll like roll over something, and the fart will come out. So like,
Yes.
actually, it is an old fart. Like to her credit, it is an old fart, but it's new to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you haven't smelled
Andy-
it, it's new to you.
Kind of like your first car, you know?
Yeah.
So
Fart smell. Andy and I have had that, but it never blew up. I guess we just
It
both
didn't really
just-
blow up. Like,
Well,
I
I guess
guess
what I
like we
mean
were having a
is-
full-on argument.
Right.
We weren't, but it became a thing for sure.
I don't think it's ever become a thing, and I think it's because pretty quickly we both just decide the other one is a liar, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we know that about each other. Let's just move on.
yeah, because right, Amber like has never been like She's just been like, I guess I did, you know. So like, you know, but
And Andy's just like, it was you, and I'm like, no, it was you, and then I guess she's just like, one of us did.
I think
She knew it
the
was
fact that
her.
Katie doesn't fart a lot is like that's kind of what's doing. That's what it is. Like she farted.
I
She
think the
fart
cat
basically.
did.
Katie farts all the time, but they don't ever smell. That's a thing. Some people are like that. And then she farted. She thought she could do that, and she
Mhm.
farted, and it did not hit. And she's like, our relationship can't take this change. You know what I mean? Like this isn't the game. And then she was like, he's fucking fat and dumb and high right now. I guarantee you, I can just not say anything, and if he smells it, I'll just be like, "Oh my God, Trae!" And then his fat, fucking dumb, high ass. Sorry, Trae. Well, like, there's no way he won't think it was him. Like, there's no way that fucking guy right there, my husband, my piece of shit, who I've seen, I know his eating behavior. There's no way he doesn't.
This is how Katie sees Trae, according to
Yeah,
Corey.
I'm being Katie, not me. There's no way that guy doesn't think that at all times his asshole's just loose and open and just seeping farts. Like, he'll believe it because he's such a piece of shit. That's what happened.
And that's
All right, that's a good
pretty
theory.
much how it
I don't-
played out, I guess, but like it's weird because like I know that I have farted and then forgot about it or whatever. Like
We all have.
a version of this has happened where she's been like, "Did you fart?" And I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
I think maybe I did." But last night, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because I was watching that movie and I was high and my brain was very present. I wasn't
Yeah.
like spaced out at all. So like last night,
And you know what your farts smell
He
like.
was
and the way
present.
it smelled, that too. So last night I was very confident. Like, no, I was like, I know that I do that. I'm aware, but I'm
Alright.
telling you right now,
He who
that
smelt
didn't-
it.
That did not happen this time.
He who smelt it dealt
Yes.
it. And also, when you
All right,
hear,
hold on.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
When
I
you
have a
see,
different theory.
when you see
Okay.
hoof prints, think horses, not zebras. It's her. She farted.
All right. The reason he brought that in is after you hopped off the call, your sister explained to us how doctors, when they see hoof prints, they look for horses, but some people's diseases are zebras. So
Look
Corey,
for them.
Corey
yeah.
clearly didn't learn the correct lesson.
No, but I'm
from
saying
that.
for the she said only in these rare cases of like fibromyalgia and stuff. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying like most of the time it is the most simple explanation.
I
Like
think
a-
it was the cat. And here's why. I was kind of with you, Corey, until Trae said it smelled like cat shit and cat farts. You were stoned. You were focused on that movie. If the cat fart happens, but neither of you smell it for 30 seconds, that is enough time for that cat. That cat could have went to the
But-
store and back in 30 seconds.
That's
Also,
true.
That's
let's
true.
let's reassess or revisit one of the gnarliest stories you've ever told on the podcast. Your cat's guts exploded. Its
Right.
guts ain't right.
Yeah.
It's gonna have gnarly farts every once in a while.
Well, I mean,
Especially
we-
if it ate a bird that day, wasn't on its
If it
regular
ate a
scheduled
bird!
program. It probably ate a bird. It's
If
man,
it
it's tired of being
Hey.
quarantined. It went out
So-
back.
Eat a bird.
It ate a bird and it
few-
farted it out.
a few things about that. We've had her for a year now, so I mean, I've definitely.
Oh my
smelled
God,
that.
that's
I've definitely
crazy.
Yeah, I've
This
definitely
pandemic
smelled.
wild.
The pandemic is wild. I've definitely smelled that cat's farts,
don't
and
hit.
they don't hit, but they're not. They don't hit, of course, but they're not like. They're also pretty infrequent. And I know I did say it's, but what I was trying to say is like it. This one we're talking about here, the fart in question, was like it just smelled so bad,
Katie,
that
Cat
it
fart.
almost smelled like inhuman. Is what I'm.
Katie, I'm telling
Cat
you,
fart.
Rather than oh, I know that smell. That's what my cat's farts smell like, because it wasn't really that. It's just that it stank so bad. It's like, God damn, that's like something else. Also, the second thing I want to say is it's still possible what you're saying, but when I told you I found the cat in the other room, she was in the boys' room on the top bunk, apparently asleep. When I walked in the boys' room sniffing around, when I walked in there, the cat goes and like, and
What are you doing,
up.
Daddy? Sorry,
Got
boys. I'm
up.
looking
I
for
just
a fart.
farted a
Top bunk.
bird.
And she seen, it very much seemed as though I woke her up, and she was on the top bunk in the back bedroom. And I
Cats
just
don't have no
really,
conscience.
really doubt it was the cat.
Farting in that room didn't mean nothing to that cat, and so it easily went to sleep. That didn't mean shit to that
It
cat.
didn't mean nothing to that cat.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean nothing to the cat. So why would she come from the boys' room into the living room just to fart and then go back in there?
Oh,
Does she not
she'd
give
been
a
in the
fuck?
living room for a while, secretly. I'm telling you,
No.
ninja cats.
I'm telling you,
No, don't check
one
out.
of the first established
Trey
rules.
would rather believe his wife is gaslighting
I just
him.
believe the
I
fact.
believe that.
Sarcastically,
I believe
just
that.
know what I
than
saw
believe
and
that the
what I
cat
smelled.
farted.
I know
I'm
what I
just
smelled and
saying.
what I saw and what I smelled, and I don't think the cat theory tracks.
I just think that I agree with you, and I think that we're ignoring one of the fundamental rules of the universe. That was one of the first things that we ever learned as human beings, which
Right.
is, say it with me, he who smelt it, dealt it.
Yes.
It's
All right.
99%
We
of the
gotta
time.
have a poll. Let's put a poll out.
Yes,
Wednesday.
please. Katie will
Who
love this.
farted?
Katie's gonna love
Katie?
this shit. When
Trey, we gotta include Trey in this. It
Right.
could be
Was it
you
Trey,
and
Katie, or the
It's
cat?
still a possibility. I
Trey,
guess
Katie, or the
that I
cat?
farted and forgot, which is still what Katie thinks.
Okay, so
Um,
well-read listeners, we're gonna put.
Wait, hold up. It went away, right? Like a fart does.
Well, yeah, eventually, yes. The
But
fart.
hey, when you say
really
eventually,
concerned.
like did it last a normal fart time, or was it like 10 minutes? Because I
that's
guess
always hard to tell, in my opinion, because like
What
you
is
know,
a normal
thick,
fart
depends on
time?
how thick
Well,
the fart is.
your nose also adapts to a fart. So it's like,
Yes.
is
Right.
the fart gone, or have I just adapted? So it seemed
Man,
pretty normal.
now
to
you're
me.
You have
asking
merely
me.
adapted to the fart.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
born in it.
I was
Molded
born
by it.
molded by it.
Molded by it.
Jean Paul Farter here.
Yeah,
Hey, can I book in this
Bartra.
podcast with something?
yeah.
Rex.
Hold on, before you do that, is this about farts?
no.
Okay, before you do it, I just want to say it's possible that it's like something in the vent.
We
Or
thought
No.
we
Katie-
thought that.
Katie put her big ass up to the vent and farted. That's what happened. Tell her I said it.
Okay.
I know you. I'm hip to your game, girl.
Some of the and yeah, I do need to. We got
I think
about 5
it was
minutes
the
left
exploded
at
gut
an hour,
cat.
and then I need to go also buy. And I want to hear Corey's book in, but the vent did come up, ventilate, duct work thing. Maybe something died up there, whatever. But right now our unit is on. It's not, the fan is on, set to on, not auto, which means it's always blowing. And so I don't know how that would have worked. You know what I
All right.
mean? It came out of nowhere and then went away. I don't know how that would have worked with the setting we had our heating unit set on.
So the poll, I guess Cho should do it because Trey could be biased in his structures of the question, and Corey obviously has a bigger platform than me. I think the poll is who did it? Trey, the forgetful farter, Katie, the gaslighting wife, or the exploded gut cat?
Yeah, that's how I'll frame it. What'd you call Katie? The gaslighting wife?
Yeah.
yeah.
Katie, dude, I'm telling you, listen, I think next week y'all won't remember, but I'm gonna call Katie next week when we're doing the podcast and put her ass on here, and I'm gonna blindside her. I'll be like, bitch, did you fart?
You could put her ass on blast.
And see what she said. Like, don't give her no warning. It's like, you fart, Katie, you fucking fart. And see what she says. Because I guarantee she'll get scared because she knows it's a lie. Here's what I wanted to book in the podcast with something that we mentioned briefly earlier. and then didn't want to talk about, and so we can very briefly not talk about it now, right before we get out of the podcast.
Oh, good. Rex Grossman. That's
Rex
what you're talking
Grossman
about.
has a higher passer rating in the Super Bowl than Patrick Mahomes. Isn't that fucking crazy?
All right. Well, if we're going to do that,
Rexy.
then let me say it is really, truly, I got to be honest, it's super impressive, how Tom Brady made sure Patrick Mahomes played the worst game of his career. I mean, what
Sure
can
was.
you say, guys? He's the GOAT, holding them to 9 points. Fuck all of you. Fuck Tom Brady. Fuck everything.
MVP. 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. He left. Good. Well, hey guys, thank you for listening to the WellRED podcast. Download, subscribe, tell all your friends. Go check out our other podcasts. I have Through the Screen Door. Trae has Evening Skews. Drew has Into the Biscuit with DJ Lewis. Trae, any parting thoughts?
It wasn't me.
Ooh, going shaggy on us.
Mhm.
All right.
I
Well,
did not fart.
we love you guys, and thank you all for listening to the WellRED Show. We'd love to stick around longer, but we got to go. Tune in next week if you got nothing to do.
Woo!
Thank you. God bless you. Good night and skew. My voice broke. All right.
All right.
Bye.